Have you ever pondered on the words, "Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them"? A verse from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11, King James Version. A poignant piece of scripture indeed. But what does it truly mean, and how can it guide our lives? This verse from the book of Ephesians is a call to action. It's a directive from the Apostle Paul, reminding us of our duty as followers of Christ. To not merely distance ourselves from what we perceive as unfruitful works of darkness, but to actively correct or reprove them. Now, what does unfruitful works of darkness denote? It's a metaphor for actions and behaviors that are not in line with the teachings of Christ, actions that lead us away from the light of God and into a spiritual darkness. These could be dishonesty, greed, envy, or any other vice that doesn't align with the virtues of love, kindness, and truth. So to have no fellowship with these unfruitful works means to not participate in or condone such behaviors. It's an encouragement to live our lives in accordance with the values taught by Christ, but rather reprove them, the verse continues. This is an exhortation to not only avoid these unfruitful works ourselves, but to actively challenge and correct them when we see them in others. It's about standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult. In essence, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11 is a call for us to live our lives as lights in the world, illuminating the path of righteousness for others to follow. It's about not just avoiding the darkness ourselves, but also helping to dispel it in the world around us. In summary, this powerful verse from the book of Ephesians serves as a reminder of our duty to live by the teachings of Christ and to actively challenge behaviors that are not in line with these teachings. It's about not just being passive observers, but active participants in promoting goodness and righteousness. Remember, the path of righteousness is not one we walk alone, but one we illuminate for others to follow. We are not merely called to avoid the darkness, but to actively dispel it. This is the message of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. A powerful directive for us all, to live our lives as lights in the world. If this message has helped you in any kind of way, please share it with others. It may help someone else in their walk with Christ. Be blessed.